What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for a SummerSlam review for August the 21st, 2021. The biggest party in the summer with the biggest crowd outside of a WrestleMania. With 10 matches, and this show was supposed to be done at 11. It has been talked about by everybody who all the insiders and everything, that this show was supposed to be done at 11. But guess what? Somebody did, like Vince McMahon decided, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want to do. And we had a show that went way past 11. And now it's going to be one of those things. Could WWE take back the thunder of the first dance with CM Punk? Which, I'm just going to say right now, no, they did not. Now, there were some good matches here. Matches I was looking forward to. One that, it sucks that it didn't happen. But we'll get to what happened with that. And what people were saying is the burial of somebody that, right now, I want to hold off on. But we will see what happens there. Now, there was 10 matches tonight. So, instead of putting one of these, or two of these, because quite honestly, Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal and Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marine could have been put on the pre-show and nobody would have argued, because neither one of those matches we gave a damn about. And both matches' time combined was 8 minutes and 30 seconds. You could have clearly put both of those on the pre-show and made it better. Just saying. What we got on the pre-show was Baron Corbin still in possession of Big E's briefcase versus Big E. Now, WWE held a TikTok challenge. And it was, if you won, you got to ring announce for a match at SummerSlam. Of course, WWE was not going to allow you to do it on the main card because that would be too easy. So, they brought the contest winner in, and I'm going to say right now, she did a hell of a job. She did one hell of a job. Rain Cruz did the introduction. She sounded so good. She sounded better than half the ring announcers they have in WWE, and that's saying something. But she killed it, and if she doesn't get if WWE doesn't give her a job and gives her a chance, AEW should give her a chance. Any independent promotion should give her a chance. She's definitely got a future in being in that position. But we had the match. What can I say about it? It's Baron Corbin. Now, the funny thing was, Baron Corbin coming down to no music. There were actually a couple of people in the front row who had dollar bills hanging out trying to give this man money. So, I guess in a sense, WWE got some people to give this guy sympathy. But Big E beats this guy easy as can be. Of course, multiple times during the match, Baron Corbin's running out trying to take the briefcase. Surprisingly, never hitting Big E with the briefcase so he could hit him, knock him out, and get out of here. No, he beat him and got his briefcase back, and hopefully that is it. So, that's the way the pre-show happened, and then we go to our first match, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles and Omas. This was fun. It went too fast, in my opinion. I don't know what. It's like you could tell that WWE knew that they had to be out by 11, but so they started running through matches. The first match that had any time to it, really, was Sheamus versus Damien Priest. Everything else was under 10 minutes, under 8 minutes. And then we had a couple things that happened, but this match went 7 minutes and 5 seconds. It never really felt like it got out of second gear. And, of course, Omas got to beat the shit out of Matt Riddle for the majority of the match. There was a spot where you had Randy Orton tag in Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle wants to do a assisted floating bro type move. So he has to actually get Randy Orton set up to do the lift off with one leg, which was kind of funny. AJ tags in, Randy tags in, and Randy and AJ are just so fucking good. And the fact that they went out there and they just showed you the sequence at the end of the match was just fucking great. Omas eats the pen, gets shoved into the post on the outside. AJ blocks, goes for a phenomenal form. Randy Orton rolls through, goes for the RKO. That gets blocked. There you go, back and forth, back and forth. RKO out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles and Omas are no longer the tag team champions as Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, the RK Bros, are your tag team champions. And for the first time, because they were teasing it for the longest time, Riddle does his pose. Randy Orton actually drops his title onto Matt Riddle to hold in his other arm, and he actually does the RKO pose, his Randy Orton pose, which Matt Riddle is just so elated that happened. So, where do we go with the tag team titles on Monday Night Raw? Clearly, the obvious answer, because they announced it tonight, they're going to Crown Jewel in October. RK Bro are going to hold the titles until October. Mansoor and Mustafa Ali are going to build up momentum. And at the show in Saudi Arabia, RK Bro will drop the tag team titles to Mansoor and Mustafa Ali. It's the way they have been building it. Mansoor does not lose in Saudi Arabia because he's pretty much where he's at right now because of the deal in Saudi Arabia. If they didn't have the deal in Saudi Arabia, Mansoor wouldn't even be in WWE. But he's pretty much where he's at because of where he comes from and who's paying WWE to go to Saudi Arabia. So that is obviously where that goes. Moving on here, we had Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marine. It was actually Eva Marine, not Piper Niven. This match lasted 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And honestly, it went way too long. Of course, the entirety of the match, Eva Marie is asking Piper Niven for help. She wants her to help her win this match. And it was over and done in no time. DDT in the middle of the ring, Eva Marie gets pinned, and that is that. Who wants to fucking talk about it after that? Of course, Bliss stands tall as the music hits. Eva is down on the ringside begging Piper to help her. Bliss makes her exit with Lily, laughing at Eva. Piper walks away from Eva and doesn't help her up. She takes the mic and says, "The loser of this match is Eva Marie." Fans, of course, cheer because they want this entire partnership to be done with Piper Niven breaking out to be who they know Piper Niven to be. Eva is pissed off. Piper Niven takes Eva's robe and puts it on, which pisses Eva Marie off even more, which everybody is just so happy about. And that is that. Back from break, and Mario Lopez is backstage. He interviews the Raw Tag Team Champions. This was a theme tonight, too, that various celebrities would do interviews. I think it was actually only one more, but they had Mario Lopez and somebody else do interviews for people who won tonight. He interviews the Tag Team Champions. Orton says he meant what he said when he said that they are back. "I will be smooth sailing from here on," he says, because they will use the 3 most destructive letters in sports entertainment, RK. Bro. Orton walks off. Riddle says he has a surprise for Orton on Raw, with no details to be given. United States Championship match, Damien Priest versus Sheamus. This match went about 13 minutes and 50 seconds. This was the first of a few matches that went long, but this was excellent. Damien Priest looked like an ass kicker. Sheamus looked like a fighting champion who wanted to do everything he could to keep his championship. Even with the steel-plated mask, as they say it is, he gave Damien Priest a gnarly-ass headbutt that you couldn't pay me to take. These two beat the hell out of each other, left and right. Damien Priest gets him down, is in a knee bar. He actually takes the mask of Sheamus, rips it off, says, I think he says, "You son of a bitch," or something, punches him, they fight, and Damien Priest ends up hitting the Reckoning, 1, 2, 3, and Damien Priest is your winner. So, that is the end of that match. So, Damian Priest is your new United States champion. Hell of a championship win for him. I'm happy that he won. But it's great to see that Damian Priest is not... Hopefully we don't go back to him feuding with The Miz and Morrison. That's all I got to say. Because... And what happens later in the show, I think he's not going to be feuding with Miz and Morrison. Of course, him and Sheamus is probably nowhere close to being done. But it's great to see somebody else getting a shot at being champion. Somebody new. Speaking of champions, I forgot to mention Matt Riddle. Everyone thought that Matt Riddle was going to be this guy that WWE's not... Even I thought so. He's just like, it was told that Vince McMahon sees Matt Riddle as the white R-Truth, pretty much. That's how it was explained, is that he sees him as a funny guy, and that's it. Well, Matt Riddle in 2021 started the year winning the U.S. Championship at the second pay-per-view of the year, holding that to WrestleMania, right? Where he lost to Sheamus, right? Right, yeah. And then... a couple months later, at SummerSlam, he wins the Raw Tag Team Championships while being a member of a tag team with one of the best that they have in WWE in the last so many years. So, Matt Riddle's having one hell of a 2021. Damian Priest, I'm hoping, will be rising up from here and being a hell of a champion as well. So, and then we go on to Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. The Mysterios taking on the Usos. And of course, backstage again, old Papa Mysterio giving his son the... giving him the business when it comes to winning the championship and just forgetting about what happened last night and going out there and doing what they can to win the tag team titles tonight. So we get a rematch for Money in the Bank. I wish I could be excited for this match. I really do. But we've seen Jey Uso versus Dominic. Jey Uso versus Rey. Jimmy versus Dominic. Jimmy versus Rey. A tag team match between these two on TV, if I'm correct. We've seen these matches between these two teams over and over and over and over and over again. I don't really care to see this anymore. Was it a good match? It was decent. This match went 10 minutes and 50 seconds. It was okay for what it was, but in the end, Jimmy tags in and goes to the top while Jay goes to the other corner, but Jay is stopped by Dominic. Dominic and Jay fight on the apron. Dominic gets dropped to the floor. Ray dodges an Uso splash, but from Jimmy, Ray drops him into the position for the 619, nails it for a big pop. Ray kicks Jay from the apron, and he goes back up top for the splash, but Jimmy gets his knees up. Super kicked Ray in the corner and Jay off the tag. They hit the double super kicks out to Ray at once. Jay goes back up top, hits the big splash for the pin and the win, and after the match they stand tall with the straps and Mysterios exit the ring. As Dominic and the referee check on Ray at ringside, the Usos continue to celebrate their match. So, I'm wondering, and I've been pitching this for a while, and before it was clear that they changed course going into WrestleMania, because that match they did not have a match at WrestleMania, unfortunately, which, again, there was no reason to have that tag team elimination match or gauntlet match for the women, which they could have put on SmackDown over the four-way for the men's SmackDown tag team titles. This was absolutely just, yeah. So, then we have Tiffany Haddish, I don't know who the fuck she is, interviewing Damien Priest backstage. So, before we get to that, like I said, I hope Dominic turns on his father with all he's preaching to his son over and over and over. Just do it this way, do it Mysterio way. Dominic needs to get tired of the Mysterio way. He doesn't need to be in his father's shadow, because he's going to be in his father's shadow as long as he keeps teaming with his father. Yes, we had a nice moment at WrestleMania Backlash where they won the tag team titles. Now they lost them at Money in the Bank, as they probably should have. Not really. I don't think they should have lost them on the pre-show. They should have lost them here tonight to the Alpha Academy, in my opinion. But it's time. Like, Dominic's got to be getting tired in storyline. He's just being told over and over that he's too young. He's making too many mistakes. And it's just bullshit that they're going to keep these guys together. I remember, if I'm correct, that right towards the beginning of the year, Dominic was being interviewed. They both were, and I think Dominic said that it makes no sense for these two to have a match against each other. And I'm thinking to myself, when I read that, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's perfect for you and your father to have a match against each other. They're setting it up so perfect. Dominic keeps losing matches or screwing up and messing up. Ray keeps preaching to him, don't even worry about it, just worry about the next match. Do it this way, do it the way your father wants you to. And eventually it's gotta irk this guy so much that he's like, I've had enough of you, Dad. I'm just gonna go out there and I'm gonna beat the living hell out of you, and I'm just gonna cut you off from my life. You can even bring Aaliyah and his mother back into this. I think it's Angie, and have them split and have Aaliyah side with Dom, Angie side with Ray, and make it a family affair if they want to. I don't know if they're going to do that, but it just feels like and Extreme Rules, which is the next pay-per-view, makes the most sense for them to have a match. So, as I mentioned, Tiffany Haddish was backstage with the United States champion Damien Priest. She called him the new national champion, which, gee, you must not watch wrestling, so why the fuck are you here? He's happy. He says this might not be a gold medal, but this proves that this is the land of opportunity. The land of opportunity, no matter what the haters say. So that is a shot at all those little fucking assholes out there who think that the America is not the land of opportunity. Just saying. That was what he was shooting at right there. So, again, this show was supposed to be over at 11. Introducing part number 1 of Wasting Our Fucking Time, as Rick Boogs is in the middle of the ring with his guitar, playing a musical interlude so that the universe can party for the one true king of WWE. He introduces Shinsuke Nakamura, and out he comes. He's clearly halfway down the ramp before his music starts playing. Boogs plays with Nakamura, does his entrance, McAfee dances on top of the announce table, and they just celebrate. Now, 2 problems with this. 1, Nakamura won the Intercontinental title 2 weeks ago. Why are we celebrating at SummerSlam for a title he won 2 weeks ago? So, why the fuck am I going to sit there and care and want to see... it was cool to see Allegiant Stadium sing Nakamura's theme, even though you couldn't hear it as much because it's in a big football stadium and the sound goes up. And they definitely turned the mics down majority of the time. You could really tell in the Damien Priest match when I'm sitting there and it's like, where's the crowd? And it's not, the crowd noise went up. You could clearly tell that as the match went on and they got closer to the end, that the volume just so happened to start getting up so you could hear the crowd. So, we had that. Why? I don't know. Then, I don't know what WWE was thinking here. All night, yesterday, today, all week, they have advertised Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Raj Giri of Wrestling Inc., an hour before the show goes on the air, says that it is confirmed that Sasha Banks will not be at the show. Okay, so you could have had Sonya Deville, who was on the pre-show tonight, come out and say, I hate to inform this, but Sasha Banks will not be performing tonight because she's not medically cleared. However, Bianca Belair will have a mystery opponent. So, they have Bianca Belair walk to the ring thinking, in storyline, because I'm sure she knew what was going on. I mean, you're not going to have this woman go out there and not have any fucking idea what is going on. So, it got so annoying that Greg Hamilton finally breaks it that, ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Banks is not cleared to compete. And you just see the smile on her face. And the smile on her face just fade away to utter disappointment. So, Greg Hamilton's like, she will now be facing the most beautiful woman in the world, Carmella. And you could just hear how everybody was so, like, it killed the crowd. It absolutely killed the fucking crowd for a moment. We'll get to what brought the crowd back here in a second, but they brought her out and had her think she was fighting Carmella, who she, by the way, she beat last night. But here she is, wrestling, or supposed to be wrestling. So, Carmella's also happy. Hi, Billy, I'm going to wrestle you. I'm going to win the championship. Belair grabs a mic and says, listen, it might not be tonight, but me and Banks win it. It's going to happen again. So, that happens. And then finally, Becky's music hits. Becky Lynch comes out. She's all happy. The fans go fucking wild. Vince McMahon tells Michael Cole to call her one of the biggest stars in WWE, in the women's division. And I'm like, bitch, she is your biggest star in the women's division. This was the biggest reaction on the show all fucking night. And yet, so Becky comes down. This entire thing took at least 20 minutes. Between the time that Bianca came down and the end of the match that's about to happen, this took, I swear, 20 fucking minutes. And the match might have not been very long, and we'll talk about that and what people were reacting to. But this whole entire segment thing took forever because Becky came down. She had to go to all 4 ropes to pose. And then she kicks Carmella, beats her up, throws her outside, throws her into the stairs, comes in, gets her own mic and says, how about me, the best versus the man, tear the roof down and tear the roof off this stadium. Bianca Belair says, pretty much agrees. The ref rings the bell. Becky is getting ready to fight, reaches out her hand to shake. Bianca shakes. Becky pulls her in, backhands her, hits a rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. And 26 seconds later, Bianca Belair loses the championship. What the fuck? Now, you can look at this very many ways. They buried Bianca Belair. Now, I'm not going to say 100% that they buried Bianca Belair. One, her title reign has been absolutely atrocious. So, this was definitely one of those matches that it was just... It's one of these things that's like, you knew it was going to happen. Now, I know I shouldn't say this, but I want to see what happens on Friday. I will give my judgment on this on Friday. The only thing I want to see is Becky come out on Friday. Becky talks for a bit, celebrates, happy she's SmackDown Women's Champion. She's back in WWE for in more than a year and a half. She's back. She's here to kick ass, take names, and then Bianca comes out. She's all happy for Becky. Has a mic, takes that mic, and bam to Becky, and she beats the shit out of Becky. She beats her up, puts her through the announce table if she has to, and she turns heel. If that's the case, then this was fine because it sets up what they're going to do next for this match. And it sets up a match at Extreme Rules between these two, which in my opinion will be fucking great, because they'll get their proper match there. Would I have done this? Fuck no. I would have did something else. But this could go one or two ways. It could go a couple ways. Could be, of course, people are going to be like, oh, Bianca wasn't prepared. She could turn heel. Becky could turn heel. Good luck with that. Or this could be what Sasha planned, which I doubt it. Maybe there could be many different things they could do. But the only thing that we could see that I think that would make sense is Bianca Belair turns heel by wrecking the shit out of Becky on Friday. If that doesn't happen, this was definitely an absolute burial. Absolute burial. And WWE took somebody that people actually cared about and just said, haha, fuck you, and stuck the metal double birds out. And yeah, we'll see what happens. That's all I can say. Becky wins. Becky is your SmackDown Women's Champion. Good for her. And then we move to Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre. This match lasted, and this was the second shortest match on the main show. And I don't count Becky versus Bianca. That match was just short as fuck. That really wasn't even a match. Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, 4 minutes and 40 seconds. What can you say? Jinder fucking sucks. Drew beat him in 4 minutes and 40 seconds with the Claymore. That's all I'm going to say. And I hope that is the end of Drew McIntyre versus Jinder. Jinder can go back to catering and Drew McIntyre can get into more serious things. So, then we go to the Raw Women's Championship match. Nikki Trash versus Charbot 9000 versus Rhea Ripley. And this match was predictable. But this match just, you knew who was going to win. You knew who was going to get beat. They're not beating Rhea Ripley. Nobody in WWE actually gave a shit about Nikki being Raw Women's Champion. She got a token title win to make everybody happy, to give everyone a Money in the Bank moment. And honestly, I just don't care enough to fucking care. So, this match, Charlotte won. And quite honestly, you knew she was going to win. Nothing else to it. And that is that. She tapped out Nikki because Rhea Ripley is somebody they actually want to try and do something with. And Nikki was just the token champion going for... And of course, Charlotte had to win. Especially with the possibility that her dad is going to be going to AEW very, very soon. Of course they need her to win because they're going to make sure she gets 17. She might get 17. 17 before John Cena does, unless John Cena wins tonight. We'll get to that later. But, and I highly doubt John Cena was going to win tonight. I mean, come on. But that is that on it. Then we go to Seth Rollins versus Edge. This was match of the night, no doubt about it. Roman Reigns and John Cena is what it is, but Roman Reigns and John Cena couldn't top this. This was fantastic. It went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to go. This match went 21 minutes and 51 seconds. It felt like it should have went 16 minutes. Now, they're in Allegiant Stadium, and WWE wanted to pack as many people in here for the night. So instead of doing a big set so they can have pyro for everybody, they went the Royal Rumble route of 2019 and 2020. I think it was 2019 they did this one too. But 2020 when they were in the baseball stadium and they just had panels and they came out of a dugout or something. They did something like that here. So instead, because Edge has big pyro and everything, they couldn't get pyro for him because of how they had it set up. And what we saw on Friday, Edge brought to this show tonight, in which he came out with the Brood music. They did the Ring of Fire. He had the Brood sunglasses. He had sunglasses on too, the red shaded sunglasses, which was really fucking cool. And then he got down halfway. They had a very, very long fucking ramp walk, because it's a stadium and they don't want to have, you can't have the ring. You have to have the ring like at the middle of the stadium, and you're not gonna. It's just a very long walk, and I hate when they have to do that, but they did it. So he gets about halfway, bends down, takes the sunglasses off, they play his music, he comes to the ring. Seth Rollins is in there already, and these guys go out there and have an absolute excellent fucking barn burner of a match. And it's just, what can you say about this match? It's it, and it's just, holy shit, this was one hell of a match. So, Edge, the big theme of this is Seth Rollins is trying to hit the curb stomp. Edge, going a little old school, he brings out the execution, he brings out the education, he brings out the Edge-O-Matic. He does all his classic hits from back in the 90s and early 2000s. While Seth continues to try and hit the stomp, he can't get it at all. And he just continues to just fight. And Edge just keeps coming back. And Seth can't do anything to get this guy out of here. And it just, he even goes for, and this pissed me off, because he goes for a Phoenix Splash, and they called it a corkscrew splash. Oh, I hate this shit from WWE. It's a Phoenix Splash. How many times do I have to tell you this? It was so goddamn annoying that they went with that. But again, this dude, like, Edge looked fantastic. Seth looked fantastic. They beat the living shit out of each other. And Roman and Seth Rollins tried, and he kept trying. Now, Edge got it, like, stopped one last stomp. He actually turned around, grabbed the foot, put him in the educator, and then turned it into a crossface, and then eventually got him in a crossface sleeper. And Seth Rollins had no choice but to tap out. And boom, Seth Rollins loses. And quite honestly, that's the way it had to go. And it's just what you have to do. So, Seth Rollins loses, Edge wins, hell of a fucking match. And honestly, I know this feud's not over with. There's no way this is a one and done. Extreme Rules is coming up. I totally expect these two to have some kind of Extreme Rules match coming up very, very soon. So, the next match, unfortunately, was... I don't even want to talk about this match. What an embarrassing match. Oldberg versus Bobby Lashley WWE Championship match. This was horrendous. But before we got to that, remember how I said they kept doing things that were a waste of our fucking time? I did miss one. There was another one. Round 2 was a little bit earlier in the show. I totally forgot about it. They brought out the Olympic gold medalist in freestyle and wrestling for men and women. And it was Gable Stevenson and this other woman, I can't remember her name. They brought him out. They just brought him out to get into the ring for no goddamn reason. Why? I don't understand why this happened. I just don't. It's just wasting our fucking time. This took about 5 fucking minutes, maybe 10 minutes, because they took forever to get to the ring. Like, I know Gable Stevenson is coming to the WWE. He wants to come to WWE. The female, name slips from my mind, not going to look at the notes or anything. She was actually interviewed after she won her gold medal, and she said she wants to be in WWE. And WWE's new directive for talent has definitely got them written all over it. So, That is definitely going to be very interesting to see what happens there. So, yeah. The other thing that happened before we got to these final two matches... yeah. This was absolutely a waste of our time. It just so happens that... oh, I fucking hate this shit. So, during the pre-show, Miz and Morrison showed up with this truck that they were going to do something to dry off, like to moist all the dryness in this in Nevada tonight, in the Allegiant Stadium. So, they come out because they have this thing called the Dripstick 2000. They don't have it on them because somebody didn't bring it with them. So, here comes Xavier Woods with the Dripstick 2000, and he's dressed like NWO Scott Hall, with the greased back hair with the little bit hanging out, the red gear, the gear all looked like it. Holy shit, this was just weird. I don't even know. Wow. Just... so Xavier Woods sprays them with the Dripstick 2000, and I could really care less. So that is where they started. It's like another thing that wasted our time. If you take the Nakamura thing, which made no sense why they did it tonight, the Olympic gold medalist coming out, and this thing, you shave off like 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes of our time. And the show would not have ended at a little after midnight. We would probably still be in about the 11:30 hour, half an hour. But no, WWE decided we're going to do all this stuff that wasted all of our time. Oh yeah, by the way, Money in the Bank. When will be the next time we come to Allegiant Stadium? Money in the Bank, July 4th weekend. So if we look to 2022, July 4th weekend is... okay, so July 4th is on Monday. So that means it's going to be the 2nd or the 3rd of 2022. There's that. Another thing that they showed off tonight. Tonight, they showed us the first full trailer of WWE 2K22, in which the show, the game showed off talent like Ricochet, Drew McIntyre stabbing his sword in, and Oldberg, Bobby Lashley, if I'm correct too, and others. Now, most of the characters looked fine, but when they went into action, they attacked like they were doing moves and shit. The animations looked like shit. This game is not coming out till 2022, so I can't say that it's the full game right now. But what they showed in animations looked like absolute dog shit. Somebody, anybody, please get this shit off of here. Get this thing off away from 2K, because it's always gonna look like dog shit. Just, oh god. Terrible. And then we get to, as I said, Oldberg versus Bobby Lashley. This was a money match, quote unquote. This match was terrible. Like, the Goldberg chants were there for a minute, but like a minute into this match. And this match went 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Who thought this was a good idea to go this fucking long? This match should have went 2 minutes. Lashley, Oldberg misses the spear, gets caught into the hurt lock, and loses. That's how this match should have went, under 2 minutes. But no, Vince McMahon's like, you want me out at 11? Ha ha ha! I'll do what I fucking want, god damn it! I'll even have Oldberg wrestle a 7-minute match, ha ha ha! God, this match was terrible. Bad botch fest after botch fest after botch fest. Oldberg's lucky to not be in the hospital. But they had the match stopped by referee stoppage because Oldberg tried to get up for something after his knee got injured, and he went straight back down. So they had no choice but to stop this match. So something tells me this match was not supposed to end at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. They were probably going to go 10 minutes. Now, if it comes out that that was the actual finish, then that's fucking stupid. But Bobby Lashley retains the title. Good on him. John Cena versus Roman Reigns singles match for the Universal Championship. If Roman Reigns supposedly loses, he will be leaving WWE. And that right there killed any intrigue about this match. John Cena, of course, they brought him here for SummerSlam so they could sell tickets, put butts in seats for the last few weeks, and this is what we get. A damn good match. I still say Edge vs. Seth Rollins was the better match. It went a little bit less because this match went 23 minutes on the nose. But this match, it was good. Like, this Roman Reigns is fucking great. This Roman Reigns, so many kickouts. Everyone's, like, rocking it. Everybody's just so happy, like, having fun. This, like, kick out after kick out. Like, guys, enough of that. He got out of an attitude adjustment. Reigns just hits the spear, gets the win. The match ends. Hell of a night. But wait! There's more. Reigns stands tall as Heyman brings in the title. Out comes Brock Lesnar, sending the Allegiant Stadium into a frenzy. Reigns is pissed off. Heyman looks very, very worried because that was his client for the longest time. Lesnar is jacked. He marches to the ring, has a beard like a goatee, and he has a ponytail. Enters the ring, stares down Reigns. He gets closer, nodding at Reigns and Heyman. Has a few words for Reigns, but we can't hear them because the Allegiant Stadium just so crazy. Reigns backs away as the fans boo. He exits the ring, still staring at Lesnar. Heyman backs away with Reigns, mouth still hanging open. Reigns raises the Universal title in the air and says, "Not tonight." Lesnar music starts back up as he raises his arm in the air, playing to each side of the crowd as they cheer him on. Reigns and Heyman head to the back. SummerSlam goes off the air with Lesnar standing tall in the middle of the ring. I'm not surprised he's back. First and foremost, I am not surprised this man is back. I'm surprised that this man is back already. Because clearly the next opponent should have been Finn Balor at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. A nothing pay-per-view. Lesnar versus Roman should be Royal Rumble time. That's my opinion. If you're going to go with this Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, that's at the Royal Rumble. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we'll see what happens with that. The pay-per-view. Now, people, and oh yeah, you want to know WWE's attendance number they came up with? 51,326, which is a bullshit lie because they sold about 45,000 tickets for tonight. Just saying. But here we go. Here's the problem. CM Punk won the weekend. Plain and simple. Nothing. I can't say nothing. I mean, yeah. You know, you want to... Like, it's funny. WrestleVotes came out and said that WWE is not going to have anything reactionary to Brock Lesnar coming back. I mean, CM Punk coming back. Then tell me, why the hell is CM Punk back? I mean, sorry, why the hell is Brock Lesnar back? That's my question. There ain't no fucking way this was not what WWE wanted to do to respond to CM Punk making his return last night at Rampage, The First Dance. They wanted, like, is it a surprise he came back? Yeah. He's going to be fed to Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar should not be beating Roman Reigns. Whoever beats Roman Reigns has to be someone new, young, or like new, that hasn't had a championship opportunity and needs the rub. Brock Lesnar does not need the rub. Again, I'm surprised. The only thing that surprises me about this is that this happened so sudden. But clearly, it's WWE getting Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar to counteract CM Punk coming back to professional wrestling after 7 years. Not a surprise at all, but that's what WWE does. That is your SummerSlam review. It was an up and down show. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/the France Club. And find me on Instagram at the France Club. And I will see you guys on Monday for Raw. Until then, my name is the France, and I'll see you guys later.